You haven't even stopped laughing.
Yeah, no. Hey everybody, it's me Erica, and today we'll be talking about 10 different nerdy things you should do before you die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I have a special guest. He's the nerdiest person I know.
Thanks.
My boyfriend, Jacob. How do you feel about your nerdiness?
I feel like it's not that bad, really.
Do you think nerdy is a negative word? Do you think it has a negative connotation? What do you think about the word nerd?
I feel like it doesn't really have that great of a definition, and I feel like people use it too widely, so I don't really know what people mean when they say nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like what I do is pretty normal, so...
I just think of it as someone that likes unconventional things.
I suppose.
Yeah. I don't really think it's a negative thing either, because I consider myself a nerd, and I feel like most of that is due to the stuff that you've introduced me to, and I've slowly become more comfortable with that side of me, so we're just going to talk about some of the things that I'm now more comfortable with because of this guy.
Yeah, I do that.
So number 1 is RuneScape.
I love that game.
It is awesome. It's a PC game.
Right.
It's an MMORPG.
MMO. It's an MMO.
RPG, right?
Yeah, it's an MMORPG.
Yeah, that's the whole term. MMORPG.
But
It took me forever to understand what that meant.
But the broader term is just MMO because there's other MMO, there's MMO
So it's
FPS and there's other...
Massive multiplayer online role-playing game.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically you go around and you can level up your skills and you can fight, and you can fight monsters and wear cool capes.
Yeah, it's all about the capes, really.
It is. And you can get membership or you can play for free.
That's a dog, don't worry about it.
Alright.
But we didn't even...
You have more to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I love RuneScape.
Okay, well he can talk forever about RuneScape.
I
Go
can.
on.
I've been playing RuneScape since, oh lord, 2006, so that's 11 years of my life I've been playing RuneScape. So that's the reason why I got her into that first.
Yeah, I've only been into it for maybe
about 4 years.
5 years.
Well, yeah, 5, I guess.
5 years now.
Yeah, almost as long as we've been dating, so
yeah.
Pretty much.
It's worth it.
Oh, it's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very customizable MMO, and it's unique in the fact that
different capes.
It's not just about the capes. It's more.
It's about the capes.
It's more unique because it's like it's a sandbox MMO, so there's more you can do. You don't have to follow a strict quest like World of Warcraft or something. So it's a lot more open, and you can train a lot of different stuff and do different quests. And the quests are amazing in that game.
They're pretty good.
Much better than any other MMO I've ever
played.
played.
I don't really like the quest so much, though. I just like that I can talk to other people in the world. I can talk to somebody that's from France, and we're playing the same game, but it's just cool. It's cool that they're so far away and we're playing the same game together.
I love the quests.
Yeah.
And the capes.
Alright, we gotta move on. Alright. Number 2, which you're also going to talk a lot about,
I love
is your shedding. Photography!
Right.
And he also got me into photography. We're actually using his camera right now, even though I have my own, which he got me for Christmas one year. That was last year?
It was last year.
No, Christmas from last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
So I have my own professional camera now, and before that I was kind of with the majority of people that think, oh, if I have my smartphone, that's enough for me.
It's ridiculous.
It takes good enough pictures, I don't need a professional camera.
It's wrong.
But now that I have a professional camera, I just like the quality of picture better, and it's more fun because I understand how shutter speed and ISO and f-stop and how they all work together, and that's just interesting to me. It's more like art than just taking something with your smartphone.
You have much more control over the picture you're taking, which is a lot nicer.
And photography isn't really that nerdy. I think people just...
That's what I was kind of surprised. That's not...
Yeah, but it is something that a lot of people are against doing because, oh, it's so expensive and I can just use my phone.
No, it is.
Why get an expensive camera?
That is a serious warning, though. If you get into photography, be prepared.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
But it is fun, and you'll make a lot of friends doing it. So.
Right, and also, I'm personally I'm getting a lot into film photography right now, too, so that's a whole nother thing that people think is ridiculous, the fact that people still shoot film. But I think it's great, because you get much more organic and different-looking results, and I feel like it's a much more fun process, much more mechanical.
Alright, on to number 3. Before this is a 30-minute long video.
Oh, it's gonna be.
Number 3 is anime.
Oh, I could talk for hours about all of this.
Too.
Oh my god.
I used to think that anime really was just like, thanks, dog.
Yeah, the dog hit the camera.
Earthquake! I used to think that all anime was like hentai and Pokemon.
Yeah, it seems to be a majority of people think. But
Yeah.
but I think recently in the last couple of years, not hentai. Wow. Yeah, hentai is becoming a lot more popular, guys. No.
I hope you don't know that.
Anime is becoming a lot more popular.
I think it has been, yeah, especially because of shows like Death Note and I don't know. I feel like shows like Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon and stuff like that were always popular.
Yeah,
So
not
do
so
you
much.
mean you think it's
Digimon
becoming
kind of was more.
popular?
I think Digimon was more niche, but I think Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball Z were the big ones.
Yeah.
And Naruto for sure.
But I just think a lot of people don't understand that there is a genre for everybody,
Right.
and it's not all like
Anime's
fun little Pokemon.
Anime is not one specific genre.
Yeah,
All
like you
anime.
can watch horror anime, or
Right.
you can watch like really serious slice of life anime.
Or you can watch Mecha with big robots.
Or there's that. He's getting me into Gundam, so.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Gundam.
Alright, we're gonna move on.
Oh.
Number 4 is anime conventions. So if you like anime, you start to want to find other people that like anime.
It's a good way to do it.
And I feel like a lot of people look down on anime, so it's just nice to find a bunch of people that will appreciate it with you. So once I started liking anime, I wanted to go to these anime conventions.
Right.
And we've got so many around our area in Ohio, so we started going through a lot of those.
How many have you been to?
Like
Like 5?
4, 6,
5?
6,
I think
5?
it's 5.
5.
'Cause-
5 maybe.
And then I've been to like 6 or 7.
Have you?
Yeah, and I've been to like 1 or 2 more than you.
He did.
I did Colossal Con.
I thought you only did one more than me.
Maybe it was which one? Yeah, maybe it's just 6 because I did Colossal Con
Mhm.
the year before.
Colossal Con is fun. That
Colossal
is
is
a
big.
convention that is in Sandusky, and I actually did a video about that a while back.
It's like the biggest one in Ohio.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're gonna be going to UmaCon, which is the biggest one in Michigan. So yeah, it's very fun. People are very accepting. I feel like there's a really big LGBT
Oh yeah, definitely.
representation there. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that are very accepting of that too. So I think that's
I like
cool.
the fact that
Or if you're socially
I
awkward,
like the
there's
fact
a lot of
that you get
acceptance.
to, if you watch the English dubs, it's a really good place to meet like the voice actors.
Ah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
special guests.
The voice actors behind
Mhm.
the anime themselves.
And then you
It's
can
really
get your
cool.
anime signed.
Right, I have tons.
Yeah, it's fun. Alright, number 5 kind of goes along with 3 and 4. It's cosplaying.
No, I'm not as much into this as she is.
Cosplaying is so much fun. It's like Halloween whenever you go to a convention.
Right.
So you can either put together your own costume. I can talk.
Mm.
Put together your own costume, or you can buy a costume. I don't really think people look down on you for just buying a costume.
No, definitely not.
But it is more fun to make your own costume
And you
because you wear it and you feel proud of yourself.
Right, and you definitely get a lot more appreciation
Yeah.
if people
Oh, yeah.
know that you made it for sure.
But not a lot of people ask.
Some people do.
Some people asked me one year.
Other cosplayers ask a lot.
My chic costume.
Yeah, the Sheik costume definitely drew a lot of attention because a lot of
Yeah.
people knew that nobody cosplays as Sheik. Really.
Yeah, that was a fun costume though. So
Yeah, I've not really cosplayed all that much. I've only done
oh,
Ash,
you did Ash.
and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but it's fun to get pictures taken of yourself, and it's fun to get the compliments. So I definitely think that's something that everybody should try once in their lives, as long as they like anime. You don't even have to dress up like an anime character. You can
Yeah,
dress up
people
like
do.
there was this one guy dressed up like a Harry Potter character.
And there was like
And nobody cares.
Game of Thrones.
Game of
pretty
Thrones,
popular.
yeah. You don't have to be at
Power,
Comic Con.
well, Power Rangers, I see a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Halo characters, a lot of that too.
Yeah. All right. Number 6 is magic, and we're not talking about like the magic wand and the top hat kind of magic.
But it would also fit in this list.
Yeah, I kind of would. But we're not into that yet.
Nope.
We'll
I
get
don't think
into
I'm
it.
ever going to be into that kind of magic.
No, this kind of magic is the card game, which
Magic-
you
Magic the
probably heard of.
Gathering.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering. Most people have heard of it. It's a pretty big game.
It's huge. It's the biggest tabletop game there is.
And you might think of it as one of the nerdiest things you can do,
Which
but
is
it's
honest.
actually pretty fun.
And it's pretty easily accessible, really. Once you learn the way that one turn plays, it's really easy to play.
I didn't think so. It took me forever to learn.
Some people take a little bit longer than others, but
What are you saying?
no, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying like sometimes it's. I mean, it was the first tabletop game he really played. So.
That's true. That's true. And I think, I don't know, it is a lot of strategy, and I wasn't a big fan
Yeah,
of,
she's
like,
not really into strategy.
of strategy. Whenever I thought of a game I wanted to play, I would think of like Pictionary or Scrabble, something that I could just set up in a couple minutes and play without hurting my brain. but now I think it is kind of fun to create my own deck that can destroy yours.
Right. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So
I'm really into
give it
strategy
a
games.
try.
So.
Number 7 is Pathfinder.
Oh,
Now,
good.
Pathfinder is kind of like a version.
Virgin. It's a virgin. Okay.
It's a version of Dungeons and Dragons.
It is actually it's a direct spin-off of Dungeons and Dragons version 3.5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a tabletop RPG. There's a lot of them.
And you have to create your own character.
Right. Most people know Dungeons and Dragons is the biggest one.
Yeah, create your own character, and then your GM, which means your game master, he leads you on a whole adventure, and you get to fight things, and you work with your fellow adventurers.
It's basically like playing a video game without the video game.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about a tabletop RPG is the fact that you really do have unlimited options, and you can pretty much do anything you want.
Yeah.
Within limits, obviously, of what your GM will allow. Some GMs allow more things than others, though, so it just depends.
And it's cool to be able to use your imagination like that as an adult, because I feel like that's looked down upon a lot of the time.
Right.
Yeah, so it kind of makes you feel like a kid again. You get to make believe, and we don't get to do that a lot.
I like the fact that when it comes to dialogue with non-player characters, it's really a lot more fluid because you can actually choose exactly what you want to say, and then obviously
there's no text options.
Right, and then the GM is obviously playing as the NPCs, so you get a real actual dynamic. It really gets you more immersed in the game itself too.
All right, number 8, collecting. And that's collecting anything. I just thought that collecting...
I had no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just thought that having a collection was too time-consuming and not worth doing. Until I met you, and you had your whole game collection, your whole...
I have so many games.
You're starting your movie collection when I met you, and I just thought, collecting would be kind of cool because you get to see the result of everything that you've been working towards.
Which is not really the reason why I do it, but...
Oh, well, I just like for me, I started a movie collection after I started dating him, and I really like movies. I've always liked them, but now that I started collecting them, it's fun to go in my room and see this whole library of movies that I can choose from whenever I want to watch a movie, and I really feel proud of it, and especially my Disney collection and my Studio Ghibli collection.
My reason for collecting is a bit different though, because I have over 1,000 games on physical copy, definitely.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000, for sure.
Yeah, wish us luck moving out.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of boxes.
Yeah, that's why we need a 2-bedroom
And then I have a couple hundred movies on Blu-ray. But the reason for that is, as things move more towards digital, eventually other digital services, the older ones, will shut down. And if you have bought into those digital services, everything you bought will just vanish.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, and having a physical copy of both games and movies allows you to, as long as you have the hardware, you'll be able to watch it for as long as the stuff will last.
I just like to be able to hold the things I buy. I don't want to think that it's just out there somewhere.
Right, I like having physical copies. And plus, a lot of the things you get on, especially for movies, you don't get a lot of special features in digital copies.
That's true.
And I love special features for movies, so.
You don't really watch them.
Yeah, I do. Not with you, because you don't really.
He doesn't watch them with me.
Do you want to watch special features?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 9, watching sci-fi movies and shows.
Dude, I love sci-fi.
It's not all about the spaceships and the aliens. There's not always aliens, but I'm saying it's not about that when they exist. It's about the story.
Oh yeah, they definitely have good stories.
Yeah.
Interstellar is probably one of the best examples because it's an amazing movie.
Yeah, a lot of them have really deep stories. We don't just watch them because of the cool noises and aliens and stuff.
Interstellar is probably one of the best movies made in the past decade, and I highly recommend anybody that's a fan of movies in general just to watch it. Cause
just negative stigmas about them.
Right. Some shows definitely have a more of a traditional sci-fi feel to it with spaceships and stuff. For instance, I'm currently watching Stargate SG-1, and that's people look at that and they're like, really? And I'm like, it's a good show, trust me. So.
Where do you think people got the negative idea about sci-fi?
Mostly, I would say, in the 60s when Star Trek was on. Yeah,
it started in the 60s?
Yeah.
Wow, and they had the terrible CGI.
Late 60s.
Did they even have CGI back then?
They invented a lot of the technology to do stuff like that, and I think it was the late 60s. I don't know. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, but I know it started 70s, 60s, around there, something like that. And a lot of the people that played Dungeons and Dragons and stuff really liked Star Trek, and so they kind of lumped them all together. So they all kind of got that same stigma to it. And so that's a lot of the sci-fi shows still have that.
This is why I brought my nerd.
Mm.
And the final one, number 10, video games.
I don't see this one as a negative. Most people play video games nowadays.
Yeah, but not a lot of girls.
Which is really surprising.
And I'm trying to push the girls into video games. Oh, I'm trying to gently nudge the female viewers into
Right.
playing video games.
It's not like, I mean, it's
I
really-
grew up playing them.
what I think is really weird is like, it's not that I don't hear about girls playing video games, it's like I never see girls playing online games, like ever. Like,
Online? You
I-
mean like
I-
Call of Duty online?
like not any online game really. Like
Yeah.
I've heard of like some girls like playing like Zelda and like a
Yeah.
lot of single player stuff. Like a lot of
Yeah.
girls like single player
yeah,
games.
Zelda's my favorite.
Right. But like I don't really play a whole lot of online games anymore. But when I did, it was like
Oh, guys.
it was almost always dudes, always dudes.
Dudes.
And then like occasionally we'd have like a couple girls here and there.
Yeah.
Like for instance, when I played Mag, which was like a massive shooter, it was like 256 people in one match for a
Yeah.
shooter. I was in a clan of probably about 30, 40 people.
Mm.
We had one girl in there.
Wow.
Right. So.
Well, maybe it's
and
because guys do like, I don't want to
not-
stereotype your
it's not-
gender, but they
it's-
like violence. Their testosterone's like, I gotta fight and kill something. And a lot of girls don't feel that same way. Maybe that's why, because I don't prefer like shooty games like that.
Well, I'm not just saying shooty games, but like, I kind of.
Or even fighty games.
I mean, it is kind of a good. Now that you mention it, I do tend to see more females in like MMOs, a lot more.
Yeah.
Like RuneScape, I see a
And
lot
that's a
more
little bit more
girls.
relaxed. Not
Yeah.
that I don't enjoy shooty games, it's just I prefer to play something that has more depth to it. So I love Zelda, I really love anything with a story. And so I wouldn't like to go online just to shoot people. I mean, maybe if I was mad that day, but
It's really, you can get real into it.
yeah. So I really want more girls to start playing video games. I grew up playing Sonic and Super Mario Sunshine, and obviously those aren't shooters like you probably grew up playing.
Yeah,
But yeah, there is a game out there for everybody, I think.
I just don't really play a lot of online games anymore, just because the way that online games are going with the
With all the everything.
microtransactions and stuff.
Ah,
I don't
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that the end of your list?
That's the end of my list.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess our video is over. If you like the video, then please give me a like, and you can subscribe if you want to see more of us. You might be in more of my videos.
Oh, that
If I
hurts my
need
neck.
some, what, this?
Yeah, I was trying to copy and it just hurts.
If I need some more nerd help.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I don't mean that in a negative way.
sure.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Peace.
You can't say peace like your videos.
I just.
Hey everybody, it's me Erica, and today...
Well, I thought you would let me sit down a little bit first.
No, we're starting now.
Okay.
We're starting now. And today we're going to talk about 10 different things that you should do. Oh, we forgot. We forgot it. We gotta start over.
Why?
We gotta start over.
Maybe stand up again.
Yeah, stand up. Go.
Oh, Lord.
I'll let you sit down and start.